Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss an important concept of physics. So before going to start, let me just make a small activity with you to take you all to the class with an interest. Clear? Are you all ready to be with an activity?
Yes.
Okay. So better you all take a paper in your hand, a white paper or any paper. You have to be very quick, right? Yes. So we all know, we all are having some negativity in us, or we all are having some weaknesses in us, right? So can we do like this, that whatever the negativity which is not allowing you to reach your goal, which is not allowing you to 100% of contribution you have to give in your examination or anything, which is like an obstacle for you. Just write that in a paper. Later on what to do, I will guide you later on. Okay? Do with it. What is killing you inside to reach 100%? Did you all write?
Yes.
Okay. So now what I am going to tell you is, we have to begin from here. Right? So take the paper, the first girl, crush it and pass it to the another one. Here you crush it and pass it to the another one. Make it fast, please. Okay. Transfer it to another friend. Crush it and transfer it. So here you start crushing it and transferring to your friend. Here also you can begin with that. Crush it well and transfer it to the other, and they will cover your crushed paper with their paper, and again together they are going to crush it. At the end of the last page, shall I get crushed ball from you all? Can you please come forward and give me those balls, return back to me? Please come back. Okay, very good. Give me. Yes. From there, you are going to do it. Can you see? The crushed balls are there in my hand. Right? So, when I gave you a paper, you have taken a pen. You have put something on the paper and you wrote something, right? So now, can you tell me, what did you put on that pen? Force. So while crushing the paper, what you did? What you applied on that? Force. Right? So with the force, you have applied your force on that particular paper and you have crushed it. So not only for that purpose, each and every work, whatever you are doing regularly, so the force is involved for everything. I can tell somebody, can you please open the door? Sichana? Yes? What did she do right now? She applied? What was that action? Pulling. Okay, can you please close the door? What she did right now? Pushing. A push or a pull which is going to act on an object, that is known as force. You can take your seat. Understood? The push or a pull. Not only these two actions. You can kick also. You can beat also. You can tear also. You can hold also. Whatever the actions you are going to do on an object. So whether it is a push or a pull or any kind of action, that is going to make the object get some effect on it. So that is what our force. So today we are going to talk about the beautiful concept force. Here we are going to cover up these concepts. Let me begin with it. First, the definition of the force. This is the flashcard I made. Let me just paste it here. So the first concept we are going to clear, that is force. So the next concept we are going to discuss, that is force due to interaction. If there is no interaction between any two objects, there will be not any force transferred from one body to another body. There should be an interaction. She touched the door. She had been interacted with the door. Hence, the door has been moved forward or backward. So, that is the interaction, second concept. And the third concept we are giving here is, that is the balanced and unbalanced force. There are two different types of forces are there that we discuss later on. Just have it as an objective. And the next objective here I am going to show you is effect of force on an object. We are going to apply force on the object object, and that object will also be having some effect on it. So that effects also we are going to discuss in the today's class. So the next class, that next concept is types of forces. There are different types of forces in this chapter. That also we are going to brush on it. So next one, the last thing, that is assessment. I am going to ask you some question after the session, after this particular class. Clear? So be attentive throughout the class, and I want your active participation. Clear? Yes. So these are all the things which I am going to see step by step. Let me go with the first concept. As you can see, what is force? What are the effects of the force? Let us go with the first concept, that is what is force. Just look at these things. What is this man doing here? What is he doing? Pulling. Pulling what? Luggage. Next one. Here? No group answer. I will tell, raise your hands and answer them. Okay? So here, tell me which.
Catching the ball.
Catching the ball. Okay. Next action. You tell me. Hitting the ball, right? This person is hitting the ball. So next one, what is this? Can you tell me? Yes. Pulling or pushing? Right? Next one. So what you can see here? Rajat?
Both dogs are pulling each other.
Both the dogs are pulling each other. Very good. So next one. Here,
Girl is blowing balloon.
blowing the balloon. With what?
Air.
Yes. Very good. So next one is here. What is this? Tell me, Priyadarshini.
Applying the force.
Applying the force to make what?
To make the
Make the chapati. Yes, molding of that dough. Next, what is this? Here, Suhani.
spraying the water.
Spraying the water. Yes. So the next one. Sinchana.
Pushing the car.
Pushing the car. So these all the things you have seen here, right? So one or the other way, they are all exerting force on each other. The main thing you have been observed here is the interaction between two objects. Here, the man is interacted with this card, and here a girl is interacted with the balloon, and here the two dogs are each other. They are sharing their force on each other. So here he is kicking the ball, being interacted with the ball, and here they are going to mold the dough to make the beautiful chapati. So here, if you want to exert and force on an object, there should be interaction. So again, without interaction also we are going to get some more force. Those are considered as non-contact. That we will be discussing in the next this one. Next that we are going to discuss. And today now we are going to discuss about the meaning of the force. So let me go for the next one. Just observe this video.
You know that a force applied on an object can move the object, stop its movement, or change its speed, direction of motion, or shape. Here's a quiz based on some actions. Look at each action carefully and answer the questions that follow. Ready to start? Here you go.
What is the type of force applied here? A push or a pull? Push or a pull? Pull by what?
Pull by the pull.
Pull is pulling what? What?
Cart.
Cart. Shall we go with the answer?
Well done. The bullocks are applying a force on the cart. The force applied is a pull.
Okay, very good. See, what is the type of the force applied here?
Pull.
Pull.
Not really.
Why?
The man is applying a force on the iron rod. The force applied is a push.
It was a push. Sometimes we need to know where we are going to make a mistake, right? So this is how we need to recognize the pull and push clearly. Clear? Sit down. Please sit down. What is the type of the force applied here? Amrut? Pull.
Well done. The dog is applying a force on the man. The force applied is a pull.
Okay. Hope you understood the concept between pull and the push. How the pull and push is going to make the object get affected by the force. So force is what? What is the force? Can you define force for me?
A pull.
A push or a pull is known as a force.
A push or a pull on an
Object.
is known as a force. Very good. Just I'll write some points on the board. First point is the definition of force. A push or a pull on an object is known as force. Force can also be measurable. It also has some magnitude. Can you tell me what might be the SI unit or the measuring unit of the force? Estelle.
Newton.
Newton. Very good. Clap for him, everyone. SI unit of the force is
Newton.
Newton. Can you tell me force is a scalar quantity or vector quantity? Do you have any idea regarding the scalar quantity and the vector quantity? Scalar quantity is a quantity which has the magnitude, not the direction. Vector quantity is the quantity which has both magnitude as well as direction. Here we can tell no in which direction the force has been applied on an object. Hence the force is vector quantity. Clear? So we have finished the introductory part of the force. That what is the definition of force? We have finished it. So let me take back this card. Okay. So now we have to go for the second concept. That is the force is due to the interaction of the objects. So when two bodies will come in contact, the force will be exerted on each other. For example, if you want to shake hand with your friend, just try to shake hand with your friend, everyone. So you are exerting force on each other. You are pulling towards you and she is pulling towards herself, right? So here the force is exerted. Take your two palms like this. Gently rub them. You are applying force on each other. So what is the result you got? Heat is produced. That is another level of that types of the force you are going to get to know. After knowing that force, that is the frictional force, right? So force has to come in contact means there should be the interaction. I need to take this particular dash from here to here, means I need to apply force on it. Then I am pushing it here, I am applying force on it. So the second concept tells here that the force is due to the interaction between two objects, right? The second concept we have finished here. Let us go for the next concept, that is the balanced and unbalanced force. I need two members to come forward, right? So please, voluntarily you can come and you will do. So okay, fine, you both can come. Sampreet to push this table. He start pushing the table. Sampreet start pushing the table. Right? He had been applied something on the table. What did he apply? Force. He had applied the force. Right? So now you come with him. You both together apply the force. Can you see the displacement is more right now? Earlier it was lesser because the application of the force was less by one particular object. Now two objects have been in the same direction. They are pushing the table. That's what the table is moving forward. Means the displacement rate has been increased here, right? So now what I am going to say is, I will make Sampreet stand this way. I will make that visual stand that way. Let us see what happens now. Both of you start pushing each other. That table is unable to move, right? Which means both of them are applying the same force on the table. So first thing, what you have observed here, please you can go. Clap for them, everybody. The first thing, the force acting on an object, that is the force acting on an object or the equivalent to equivalent force F1 and F2, both are acting in the same direction. If it is a box, so a person standing here applying force on this, that is 10 Newton of force he is applying on the table. Again another person, this is F1, again F2 will join him. He will also apply 10 Newton of force in this direction. Then the displacement of this object takes place in this way. Clear? So now what happened here? The force applied by both the thing means the total force, that is net force. Net force is nothing but F, that is equals to F1 plus F2. Means 10 Newton plus 10 Newton. That is equals to 20 Newton force has been applied on this particular table. Hence, the net force when two objects are in the same direction, the force exerted by the object is considered as the balance, that is the total force. Right? So now first way what happened here, the force are not balanced. Second time both of them have pushed the table, then they are not acting, they are not putting the balanced force on it. So force can be exerted by the table, force can be exerted by you also. So two objects are here, you are the object and you are a person and table is an object. So the force exerted by the object is what? Which force? The force relatively opposite to the motion, relative motion, what force it is? Say loudly. Frictional force. So frictional force, he did first time, he had pushed the table and he also faced some opposition occurred by the table. That is nothing but the frictional force. Second time, both together pushed the table. The frictional force amount was less. The moment was more, right? So net force was more at the first time. So now we are going to know about what is the balanced force and unbalanced force. So unbalanced force means what? One force will be more, another force will be lesser. For example, you are applying, let me use this one. So here, this is the table or this is one particular box. Okay. So here you are applying the force by you. Just a minute. Okay, this is the table. The force exerted by you in this plate, that is 10 Newton. And this table also acting a force on you, that is frictional force, maybe that is 20 Newton. You are unable to overcome that. Then what happens? Net force equation. F is equals to, that is F2 minus F1. The F2 will be how much here? What is F2? 20 Newton. 20 Newton. Minus what is F1? 10 Newton. 10 Newton. So 20 minus 10 is how much? 10 Newton. Is it the example for balanced force or unbalanced force? Unbalanced force. When you will be saying that balanced force? Yes, when the net force acting on an object will be 0, then that is balanced force. If net force acting on an object is not 0, that is unbalanced force. So where the motion is motion, where can you feel or get that motion, whether in the balanced force or in the unbalanced force? Unbalanced force. Why?
Because their force will be applied.
Force will be applied. That force can make the object to overcome that frictional force occurred by another object, right? So hope you understood about the balanced force and unbalanced force. Let us do that one more activity here. Unbalanced force and balanced force. 3 girls, please come up. So here you come alone. Yes. Come forward. Here you come. You 3 tie your hands like chain. Make a chain of yours. Hold your hands. Yes. You just hold her hand. Sinchana's hand. Okay. You try to pull them towards you. You try to pull her towards you. All 3 are same. Where is the movement of that particular girl is happening over here? That way or this way? Why? What kind of force is acting here? Balanced or unbalanced? Unbalanced force is acting here. So now you 3 are same. No, you 2 are here and you 2 are there. You both drag them. You both drag these 2 girls. Drag. So there is no any much movement you can see here, which means both the side force exerted by these 2 girls and those 2 girls is same. So net force. For example, these 2 girls are applying the force of that is 10 Newton. Those 2 girls are applying the force of that is 10 Newton. Consider. Then what is our net force equation? F is equals to F2 minus F1, which means 10 minus 10. The net force acting here is 0. Hence what happened? There is no moment. If there should be a moment means the force acting should be more. Means the net force should have some value. Then only we consider that object can move. So this is how we can get to know about the balanced force and unbalanced force. Please, you can go back to the seats. Clap for them, everybody. Hope you understood the concept of balanced and unbalanced force. So next comes here, that is the effect of force. Okay. Before going to go for that contact force and non-contact force, let us go with the effect of force. So as we said that we have applied certain force on the object. After applying the force on an object, there are some changes will happen on the object, right? So when I was here and now my dais is there, I will go to the dais. I am going to push the dais. I am going to push the dais. So what had happened with this particular dais here? Earlier what it was and now what it is in?
The direction was changed.
Direction of the dais has been changed. Again what else is changed here?
It was in rest and it started to move.
Yes, it was at rest. When I have applied force, it started moving. Right? So again what I am going to do is, just a minute. This particular direction has been again changed. See? Again what is change you have observed here?
Again the direction has been changed.
Again the direction has been changed.
And the frictional force is acting on the direction.
Variation in the frictional force. Right? So these are all the things you would have observed here. So yes, the force is the thing which is going to change the direction of an object, which is going to change the state of an object, and which is going to change the position of an object, and also which is going to change the shape of an object. As you know, I am having the white sheet in my hand. So this one I am going to tear it. 2 piece. Again I am going to tear it. 4 piece. So now I made it like that. I crumpled it and I crushed it. So see, earlier what was the shape of the paper? It was a rectangle white sheet and now it is completely crushed. What I did with it? I have applied force. Due to the application of the force, what had happened to this? Change in the shape of an object had been happened. let's just make the points. I'll just write here. After the application of the force, when you apply force on an object, the first thing is change in the state of motion. Change in the state of motion. If the object is at motion, it will come to rest. If it is in the rest, it can move, start moving. So second one is it can change the direction of an object. It can change the direction of an object. And the third thing is that it can change the shape and size. Yes, shape and size can be changed. Shape and size can be changed. So the next thing here is, I'll show you with this. I throw the chalk piece. Okay, I just throw the chalk piece. Again I throw the chalk piece. What variation you observe here? Speed. The next point is what? That is change in the speed of an object. Force can change the speed of an object. Right? So force can change the state of the motion. Force can change the direction of an object. Force can change the shape and size of an object. Force can change the speed of an object. I want example for all these things. Who will tell me the example for change in state of the motion? Like whether the object is at rest, it starts moving, or else if it is moving, then it comes to the rest. Again, any other people? Rupika?
When we throw a ball.
When we throw a ball, it starts moving. Again, when it stops?
When we catch it.
When you catch the ball, it stops. Very good. Can you go for the second one? Example for the second one. It can change the direction of an object. Yes?
When we hit the ball, in a cricket, it will change the direction of the ball.
When you hit the ball, it changes its direction. Okay? Correct? Again, any example for this? It can change the direction of an object. Force can change the direction of an object. Yes?
And when we kick the ball.
When you kick the ball, you can change the direction. Yeah, you will kick a ball in this way. Your friend will come and he will kick in that way. It goes in that way. Means actually it was moving forward. Again the direction has been changed by your friend. So it interrupts the speed of the or that moment direction of the moment, that particular ball. Next one is shape and size can be changed. Yes, sir.
While preparing dough.
How while preparing the dough? Again.
While playing with the clay.
While playing with the clay modeling and all.
When we blow a balloon.
When you blow the balloon, it changes with the another shape. Next. Yes.
Chewing the chewing.
Chewing the chewing gum. Very good.
Stretching rubber band.
Stretching the rubber band. Nice. Okay, very good. And next one is change the speed of an object. How do you change the speed of an object?
And when the ball is coming towards us, we will try to catch us so it should not harm us. The speed will reduce us and the speed will be changed.
Speed will be changed. You are reducing by holding it in your hand, catching in your hand. Again, any examples to change the speed? Speed can be decreased or increased. Any example is acceptable.
When an object is in motion and it's coming towards us, and when we hit it again, it will increase its speed.
It will increase its
Increase
speed, right? Okay. Yes.
And while applying the brakes in the car and vehicle.
When you apply the brakes, then speed will be reduced. So if you accelerate, speed will be increased. Very good. Clap for everybody once again. So, I hope you all understood the effect of the force. Shall I remove this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What else is remaining right now?
Types
Types of forces. Just watch this video.
Types of forces. Force is a pulling or pushing action on objects. Gravitational force, magnetic force, electrostatic force, and frictional force are some of the different types of force. Gravitational force is the attractive force of the earth on smaller objects.
See, before going to go for this, let me clarify you. There are two types of forces. One is because of the interaction of the object, that is known as contact force. Okay. Another force is that is non-contact force. Yes.
Anyone has
Where you are not going to have any contact between the objects. Let us see. I'll just show you. There are the different types of forces, as you know. First one is the contact force. Second one is non-contact force. Briefly, I'll explain about this contact and non-contact force. See, I have my hands are here, right? So I am going to lift this box. I applied force on it. What kind of force I applied here? Contact force. What variety it is? Muscular force. With the muscle, I am trying to lift the table, right? So this is the contact force where the object have come in contact. So next one is, I have this particular thing with me. And now what I am going to do is, I am just going to rub it. What kind of force I am applying on it? Frictional force. When two objects are in contact, they are applying force against each other. That is known as the frictional force. Why? Because the irregularities will interlock each other. They won't allow them to move freely. Just imagine you are sitting in this room. I apply oil here. Everywhere the oil is there on the surface. You are not wearing your shoes. I tell you to run in the room. Is it possible for you to run? There will be any interlock between your this leg and this particular floor? No. There is not much of that space for you to, like, irregularities will not come in contact for a longer time. The contact will be for shorter time because both the surfaces are very smooth. So that is the frictional force. That is also a contact force. So again we are having that non-contact forces. Contact force, muscular force, frictional force. I need example for muscular force. Who will tell? Yes.
writing with the pen in a book?
With your hand. Muscular force. Okay. Can we consider it as a frictional force between the tip of the pencil and the paper?
Yes.
That is a frictional force.
Hitting our friend.
Hitting your friend. That is the example for muscular force. Yes.
Lifting the bucket with
Lifting the bucket. Very good. Next. What are all the examples for frictional?
Holding a glass while drinking water.
Holding the glass while drinking the water. Very good. So these are all the forces exerted by the contact of the object. Now without contact also some forces will be active. Let us do this activity. What is there in my hand? Magnet. It is a bar magnet I have in my hand. So can you tell me what are these things? Iron pieces, small iron fillings we used to say. Let me just, you all know that iron is going to attract towards the magnet, right? So here, I just hold it here. Just see, I immerse this magnet here in it. So can you see? Again, another end, I am going to immerse here. Can you see? Right? So without doing this, without making them connect each other, I can make something exert some force. This is the needle I am holding in my hand. Okay? This is the magnet. I just rotate the magnet around it. Can you see the deflection in this? Are they in contact? They are not in contact. But still they are exerting the force on each other. Which means this is the magnetic force. Where no any contact between two objects, but the force is exerted. That is magnetic force. Second force we are going to know here. That is this ball. I am holding in my hand. I am going to, I dropped it down. It has fallen down. What is the reason behind it? Gravity. What is that gravity or gravitational force?
the gravity. It means that the earth is pulling the object without any contact.
Earth is pulling the objects without any contact. That is known as what? The gravity or the gravitational force, right? So this is all. These are all about the non-contact force. One more non-contact force. Can you take the scale? Hold this. And you just make it charged. Give it to the boy. He'll charge it. Charge it well. Okay. So here are some pieces of paper. So come with that scale. Please come forward. Okay, try to hold on it. Again, you charge it. Rub it. Can you see? That force has been exerted. He had not taken it nearer to the plastic paper, but the force is exerted here. So this is known as electrostatic force of attraction. The force of attraction between two charged bodies or one uncharged and charged body is known as electrostatic force of attraction. Again, where do you feel this electrostatic force of attraction? When you go near the television, your hand, that hair present on the hand, they are trying to attract towards the TV. Again, somewhere, where do you exert this electrostatic force of attraction?
When we rub the palm to our face, when we take that palm near to the paper, it attracts the paper.
It attracts the paper. Again, just imagine when you are having a woolen charged cloth, then the hair on your body, how they are going to be attracted towards that, right? So these are all the examples of this particular contact and non-contact forces. Hope you understood that contact and non-contact forces. I'll remove this one. Before going to go for the assessment, last activity. After finishing this force, we are going to go for the pressure concept actually. Let me show you force and pressure, how they are interconnected to each other. I want some of you to volunteer me. Here we are having a model. Can you take this table towards the center? Drag the table, please. Lift it. Slowly. Okay. So here we had a small. I'll finish this.
If you cross 40, it will be disqualified.
Okay.
Just make sure that you do recapturing and finish it.
Maybe. So here, this is the vertex scanner model. So you can go forward. So see here, this is the vertex scanner model. I am going to pull it. I am exerting force on it, right? So now I am going to leave it. Did you experience the air? Right? So that is air pressure. So that we will be knowing in the next class. So let me conclude the lesson. That morning, beginning, we had discussed about the force and types of the force, and also the factors affecting the force and everything. Last one question I'll ask you: what is the SI unit of force?
Newton.
Very good. What is one of the non-contact force? Example of non-contact force. What?
Electrostatic.
Very good. Hope you all enjoyed the lesson, and thank you so much again.